guys, it's Morgan, and this is my audience for tonight. My mom Heidi, my neighbor Carol, and my sister Paige. And today I'm going to talk to you guys on how to stop texting and driving. So first, for the attention step, distracted driving is any activity that could divert a person's attention away from the primary task of driving. On the website textresponsibly.org, it gives people the opportunity to share their devastating stories with their experiences with texting and driving. Today I would like to share with you all Teresa Breen's story. Hi, my name is Teresa Breen, and I would like to share our family's tragedy with you. Our son was just 23, a United States Marine, father and brother. On March 15, 2009, he was killed because he was texting while driving. My cell phone rang at 9:22 on a Sunday night, and to this day, I do not know who it was. That time will forever be in my mind. Our son was not 10 miles from our house, traveling north, went off the west side of the road, hit a culvert, was ejected, his truck still flipping, and he traveled another 38 feet to the east side of the road before he stopped. Our son's last words were, "Yeah, T." This was a straight stretch of highway, and what we discovered when looking at his truck was that the seatbelt was locked, as if someone had it on and slipped it off just for a second, and that is when the impact was. We found his phone because we knew if we found it and got it working, we could tell what he had done that day. He lived on his phone, and we found the text he never finished. Not 24 hours before the accident, my husband told our son to put his phone down. It was controlling his life, and it did just that. It took his life. Now his little girl has to grow up without her daddy, our daughter without her brother, and us without a son. Every night I go to his room, turn on the light, smell his jacket, touch his hats, and tell him goodnight, and that I love him. Every morning up, I go again to turn the light off and tell him good morning and that I love him. The pain never goes away. It hurts just as much as today as it did then. I hope this will touch just one person and that they will put their phone down. No text is worth dying over or killing someone else. So, in order to stop all of the tragedy in the world from texting and driving, people need to take action into their own hands, practice what they preach, and get the word out in their own communities. Today, I will make sure every one of you understands what the negative effects and shocking statistics of texting and driving consist of, how it can not only impact your life but many others, and how you can make the change you want to see on the road and in the world. To start off with the need step, there are way too many shocking, heartbreaking statistics to fit into the 6 to 9 minute speech. This type of thing should be a freak accident, not a normal cause to an accident. I will share with you just some of the statistics I found on DoSomething.org. 40% of teens say that they have been in a car when the driver has used their cell phone. Texting makes a crash up to 23 times more likely. One statistic that is really shocking is that 5 seconds is the minimum amount of attention that a driver who texts takes away from the road. If traveling at 55 miles per hour, this equals driving the length of a football field without looking at the road. Just imagine driving 55 miles per hour blind. The thought is terrifying. If this doesn't stop people from thinking texting and driving is an okay thing, I don't know what will. Texting and driving is such a selfish thing. Getting into an accident because you were texting and driving causes heartbreak in not only your friends and family, but also the person you harmed and their friends and family. Now, someone can say these statistics till they're blue in the face, but it's another to take action and make a change. Now on to the step to get you guys into doing something, the satisfaction step. Driving is something you have control over, so control yourself when you're driving and think about others. If everyone had that mindset, the roads would be a better place. It is up to us to take these proper steps to have a safer environment. I found these helpful tips off of stoptextstopwrecks.org. The first tip I really like is to designate a texter. Usually the passenger could be a designated texter to help make sure the driver keeps their eyes on the road and make sure that everyone in the car is safe. Another tip is silence is golden. Before you get into your car, turn your sound and notifications off. That way, it'll reduce the urge to respond while you're driving. One of the other tips they suggested was out of sight, out of mind. Put your phone somewhere you can't reach. That way you don't have the option to respond to your text. Following these helpful tips and spreading the word about them will help make the roads a safer place. It'll decrease the amount of accidents and deaths by the cause of texting and driving, and there will be less and less heartbreaking statistics that grow each year. Today I wanted to show you guys the penalties you can get for texting and driving in each state for the visualization step. You don't want anyone from your family to get into an accident from someone hitting them because they were texting and driving, or for someone you know to be texting and driving and cause an accident. So today I'm showing you guys a map of the United States and showing you guys the state penalties for texting while driving. So 48 of the 50 states have a fine if you get a ticket for texting while driving. The only two states that don't have a fine are Arizona and Montana. The lowest fine is $20 for texting and driving in the state of West Virginia. The highest fine is in Utah for $750, followed by $500 in Indiana and in Oregon. I think all 50 states should follow the lead of Oregon and Indiana. The fines need to be raised to make people scared to get a ticket for texting while driving. Instead of the fine being $20 and just grabbing one out of your wallet like it's no big deal, the fine needs to teach people to not text and drive. I myself would much rather a fine than taking an innocent person's life away. If there was no banning of texting and driving in all 50 states, people would drive more carelessly than they do now. More careless drivers causes more accidents and more deaths in the world. Now you see why it is so important for people to take the proper actions while driving and to be a careful driver instead of careless. Let's review what needs to happen. So now here's our action step. Distracted driving is the #1 cause of accidents. One of the many kinds of distracted driving is texting while driving. Texting and driving is a selfish act that needs to be stopped. Today I talked about what the negative effects and shocking statistics of texting and driving consist of, how it can not only impact your life but many others, and how you can make the change you want to see on the roads and in the world. Teens who text while driving spend 10% of the time outside of their lanes. Texting and driving doesn't just cause risks to your life but also your friends and family, as well as the person you possibly put in danger on the road and their friends and family. It is up to you to stop texting and driving, but also to advise others to do so as well. Get the word out in your community and let people have the ability to share their stories to millions. Getting the word out is the best way to see change. Let's make these changes today. Together we can make the roads a safer place for us, our friends and family, and everyone. So does anyone have any questions?
I do. So if somebody wanted to get involved somehow in their community, how would they go about doing that?
I would suggest just going on Google and typing in "stop texting and driving" and also your area, and I think a variety of things will pop up on ways that you can join groups to stop texting and driving and ways to get the word out. And that's it. Thanks for watching.